want to show you seaming your everyday slipper upper to your everyday slipper sole. So you can see these aren't exactly the same shape in the toe. I used a kind of a workhorse worsted for the sole. It's not super soft, but it's pretty sturdy and pretty squishy. It's a nice merino, but it's no cash merino, as is this upper, which is just so soft and lovely against the top of your foot and your ankle. So to help myself, I am going to place the sole, the upper on top of the sole, and I'm just gonna kind of make sure that it's pretty much how I want it. The great thing about crochet seams is that they're very fudgeable. You don't have to go row for row, stitch for stitch. For instance, on this section here, where it's a little bit wider from this, where the front joined to the side, I'm gonna go through this twice at least, so that it doesn't create a big opening there. And then around the toe, I'm going to kind of play with this area here and make it so that I don't want to round out the toe. I'm going to keep it nice and pointy. So I'm going to show you how I do that. First things first, to, like I said, help myself out, I'm going to kind of lay it over, and then I'm just going to put a pin. You can go this way, diagonal, however you feel like it's going to stay put best for you. I'm going to go like this because I want it to sort of stay out of I want the pins to be out of my way. And again, since these don't match up exactly, I'm going to be kind of fudging this anyways. I'm actually going to move the pin down because I want to be able to pull and sort of massage these stitches around the edge better. So I don't want my pin too close to the front to prevent me from being able to massage how I want. Trying not to split the yarn, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to put a pin there. And I'm going to, I think that's it. I don't think I'm gonna do another pin. So I'm gonna use this nice red contrasting color because why not? I'm gonna start from the yellow going into the blue. I feel like it, allows for the seam to be more, top friendly. I just seamed this one. It has to be blocked. This will massage out a little bit, or I could have eased my tension a little bit. But you see how it kind of comes out from the yellow and over the blue rather than coming up and around from the blue. And I feel like that's what gives it the nice kind of finished edging. It's not curling up this way. You have a nice distinct top bottom. How I do that is I'm just going to kind of, and I apologize, my camera has to be really close to the table, so I can't really pick this up the way I normally would and show you, but I'm going to kind of just see what I feel is the back. And I feel like this right here is the back, and like this right here is the back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red yarn, I'm going to wrap it around my crochet hook, and I'm going to pull it through the yellow and the blue. And then I'm going to wrap the yarn again around the hook and pull through a loop. I'm going to kind of snug down this back one here, and that's just going to kind of anchor everything in place. Now I'm going to loosen my loop. I don't want it to be really tight. I don't want it to be cramping down and crunching my edge. I want it to just sort of nicely close them together. I am going to now go through this same hole that I just went through, the exact same spot, just through both again. And then I'm going to bring it through. There we go. And then I'm going to wrap. I'm going to do another yarn over, just like we do with knitting. Yarn over, pull the hook through both loops. Ta-da, we have our beginning. I like to sort of pinch the top to the bottom, and I'm gonna kind of, as I work along, I'm gonna kind of just keep pinching, because again, these aren't exactly a match, and it's totally okay because I can hide any puckering in this crochet little edge. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go into this very next one under both of the V's. So I've got 2 legs on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blue. The blue, though, I'm going to be totally honest with you, I am not going to be picky about that. I am just going to go through where it feels like is going through and is going through too. I got lucky there and went through exactly like the right spot. But these are your slippers, or maybe you're making them as a gift for someone. But the point is, they're slippers. They're going on your feet. They're staying in your home. They don't have to be perfect. Cut yourself some slack and enjoy yourself. Okay, so we've got 2 loops on the hook. We're gonna do a yarn over and pull it through the 2 loops again. Now, I'm gonna say right now that I am not an expert at crochet. I do really like seaming and edging with crochet. I would like to get better with my crochet, but I really like the way that crochet seams look. And I feel like they're so much easier than mattress stitch. Not that mattress stitch is hard, but it's just not fun. And again, like, no rush, take your time, have fun with it. Especially if crocheting is new to you. This is supposed to be fun, right? So you see, I've kind of just got my finger here and I'm just sort of pushing it through the blue. It's probably not the 2-edge stitches, but guess what? I don't care. As long as it's going through a good solid amount of part of the sole to be a nice sturdy seam, I don't really care. I'm at the part where the back or the side and the front split, and so that this hole is a little bigger than the rest, and I don't want my my seam to look different there. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through like I normally would, but then I'm gonna go through this hole again on the yellow, but I'm gonna find a different spot in the blue to go through. I think that's good. And then I'm gonna go to this next one and just keep going. All the while being very careful to keep my tensioning loose. I don't want my edges to buckle. As I get to the tip, I want my points to be pointy. I don't want them to be rounded. I like them to be pointy like elf shoes. So as I come to the tip, I'll show you how I'm going to handle that. So I'm going to go through this one. Okay. I'm going to go through this one right to the right of the point, and this one right to the left of the point. Again, making sure that my tension is nice and loose. But before I go to this left one, I'm just gonna go right through only the yellow. And just work one through the yellow. And then I'm gonna come back to this one right next to the point to the left. Again, keeping my tension nice and loose, especially at the points. pretty nice and pointy. And I'm just going to keep going. So you see how my points, the side points don't quite match up exactly? Again, not a problem. I'm just going to kind of pinch where that point is with my fingers while I'm holding this. And then as I work towards it, I'm just going to kind of make sure that, you see I let go. I'm not pinching it the whole time. I'm just making sure that as I go into the stitches, that way then if I have to, fudge a little bit like I was saying, it's easy for me to see where it should be so that it will line up. Now this might be where if you wanted to, you could add another pin. Just so that that's holding for you. And you don't have to worry so much. Oop, popping my stitches. Sorry. Going through there, and then I'm going to go back through that same blue. And then through these two. Go back again through the same blue, new yellow. Oh, is my tension getting tight? Could be a little looser. I'll just make sure I get loosened up now. Oops. Go through the same blue again. Point to point. Success. Now that I'm at the beginning or the end, however you want to look at it, I'm going to just go right back through this same hole that I did in the very beginning. That's it. Get my scissors, cut that through, and then excuse me, to keep this looking more like a continuation of itself, I'm going to put this tail through that neighbor stitch, just so it kind of continues the chain. And then all I'm going to do to hide my tail, I'm just going to put it through these, can you see this? Through these stitches, just kind of like you would for like an I-cord. Just going to pull that through. That's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be fine. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this original anchor tail. Just gonna go up close to the crochet seam, but under these little V's, just pull through. I won't cut them super short until I block them again. Ooh, check out the pins, and ta-da! We have a nice brand new slipper with a nice clean fresh sole. Again, these kind of wiggly things are going to just go away when you wash them or when you block them and wear them.